Hi everyone, it's Scott from That's English School. Today we're going to review the structure have you ever? Things like have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever visited a foreign country? Have you ever drunk snake liquor? Now, this is the structure of today's video. First, we're going to give a basic grammar introduction. Next, we'll talk about regular and irregular verbs. Next, how to answer yes and how to answer no. After that, we're going to talk about speaking naturally. After that, been versus gone. And finally, and I think this is the best bit, we're going to have an interview where I ask Steve 10 questions about have you ever. So remember, watch until the end of the video and you can see Steve answer these 10 questions. Let's get started with the first one, basic grammar. Now, here we have the basic grammar structure we're going to practice today. It's actually really simple. Have you ever plus past participle. So think back to your junior high school days when you were studying English for probably the first time. You had a list of verbs like do, did, done. Eat, ate, eaten. See, saw, seen. So today we're going to be focusing on the last one. See, saw, seen. Have you ever seen a ghost? Eat, ate, eaten. Have you ever eaten snake? That's the one that we want. It's called the past participle. Regular and irregular past participles. So let's start with this side. We have the regular past participles. These usually end in D or ED. It's a very simple pattern to remember. So we have words such as lived, worked, traveled, played, used, watched, cooked. On this side, we have the irregular verbs. So they don't follow any particular pattern. They're more difficult to remember, but if you use them lots of times in conversations, then you'll start to remember them. It's not that difficult. So for example, we have been, or some people say been, read, seen, eaten, taken, heard, and written. Okay, so now we know how to ask the question, have you ever? But how do we answer the question? This is a little more tricky, but let's try. Now, imagine the question, have you ever seen a ghost? Yes answers. Yes, I have. Yes, I have seen a ghost. Yes, I've seen a ghost. Yes, of course. Now, to make your English more interesting and to add even more depth, you might want to add a follow-up comment and some extra information and perhaps a question to the other person. For example, have you ever seen a ghost? Yes, of course, I've seen a ghost. Actually, I saw a ghost in my house about 5 years ago. It was so scary. How about you? Have you ever seen a ghost? Let's look at some no answers. Okay, same question. Have you ever seen a ghost? No, I have not. No, I have not seen a ghost. No, I haven't seen a ghost. No, never. Okay, to add a little more interest, let's try adding some extra information and possibly a question. Okay? Have you ever seen a ghost? No, never. I've never seen a ghost, but I'd like to see one someday. How about you? Have you ever seen one? Speaking at a natural speed and making the sentence shorter and shorter and shorter to sound more natural. So this is used in a lot of TV shows like on Netflix or something, or in movies. If you listen carefully, people really speak like this. Okay, so I've broken it down into 6 different levels. The first level, number 1, have you ever been to China? The second one, have you ever been to China? Third, you ever been to China? The fourth, you ever been to China? And the fifth, ever been to China? And number 6, ever been? If you can master this kind of speech, your English is going to really improve. Been versus gone. So this is a bit of a tricky area for a lot of people, so let's break it down into the 2 parts. Gone. It means the person is not here. They're still at that place. Where has Keiko gone? She's gone to Hokkaido. I think she's coming back tomorrow. Been. This means the person has gone to the place and have come back. Hi Takeshi, where have you been? I've been on a business trip to Germany. I just got back last night. Now we have seen how the structure works. Let's see how Steve answered my questions. So this morning I asked him 10 different questions. He didn't see the questions beforehand, so he answers in a very natural and almost, just off the top of his head. So let's see how he answered my 10 have you ever questions. Have you ever eaten something weird?
Yes, I have, Scott. Yes, actually, when I was in Thailand, I had spider's eggs once.
Spider's eggs?
Yes.
How were they?
Fried spider's eggs on rice, and they were disgusting.
Have you ever tried Belgian beer?
Yes, I have, of course, because my mother is Belgian. We go to Belgium quite a lot, and in fact, I went last year with my wife, and we had beer every day. Very nice. There's a good variety, nice selection, very delicious and strong.
Have you ever read a book that you haven't enjoyed?
Oh, many times. Yes. I can't. Yes, I have many times. I recently read a book called The Handmaiden's Tale, and it was just, I couldn't get into it, so I stopped after 50 or so pages. I gave up, and maybe I'll go back and try again one day in the future.
Have you ever regretted coming to live in Japan?
Never, not for one thing. The only thing that's hard in Japan for me is the summer, but all the good things in Japan make up for the hot summer, so I will be here for a long time.
Have you ever supported Manchester United?
Manchester United, I will never ever support Manchester United, because in England there's a north-south divide. I'm from London and I'm an Arsenal supporter, and you cannot support a team from the north.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes, I have. In fact, maybe when I lived in Wimbledon, when I was much younger than now, and I first started work in London, I lived with another boy and a girl, and the girl always said she saw an old man sitting on her bed. And one night we came home and we walked in and we saw something on the bed, but maybe it was the beer talking.
Have you ever flown in a helicopter?
No, I haven't, no. Something I will never do, because I don't like small airplanes, or going up in the sky is terrifying.
Have you ever lived in a foreign country besides Japan?
Yes, I have. I lived in Australia. Before I came to Japan, I lived in Australia for 8 years. I lived in Sydney, and I also spent 6 months in New Zealand travelling around, and that was very nice. But apart from Japan, Australia is one of my favourite places.
Have you ever met a famous person?
Yes, I have. in Japan. My parents came to visit me maybe 10 years ago, and we were in Tokyo, and we met Masashi Maru, the famous sumo wrestler, in a restaurant where he was having breakfast, and he came and said hello, because I knew who he was. So very friendly fat man.
Well, have you ever received a gift that you didn't like?
Yes, I have. I got a big ornamental China flower set, which is still sitting in our attic at the top of our house.
Well, I hope the person that gave you it isn't watching this video. Well, how was it? Did you enjoy the video? Steve had some funny answers, didn't he? He's always got some great stories to tell. Now, if you want to improve your English, please subscribe. Click this button down here and you can see all our new videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.